Welcome back, everyone. Dark Suns from Dark Suns Reviews coming at you with another live segment. We're gonna play some late night horror games, or a horror game. I believe I tried this out just for a little bit, but I never got too far in it. So tonight we're gonna try and put in, I don't know, a couple hours, see where we get. This is just to run those random streams. I've been pretty hard at work on editing and stuff for all of you guys. But yeah, we're this is just a random one, so it is by THQ Nordic. It is a action adventure game, it says, but it's more geared towards horror. I believe the description said it was from 1926 Scotland. So it's going to be an interesting story. From what I hear, it's a really good story. Hopefully we can finish it off. With that being said, we are live on Twitch and on YouTube as of right now. So if you wanted to chit chat, drop in, say hi, etc., it's there for you to do. And yeah, I think we're just about ready. Just about. We are still setting up the links and stuff, so give me a minute here. Obviously, it took me a little bit longer than I anticipated to set up, but we're live before 12. Probably be on for an hour or two, maybe 3 maximum, depending on how it goes tonight. Alrighty. Still setting up. We just need the link, and we're good to go. We won't be live on Facebook again tonight. I know it's been a while. I'm probably just gonna start a new game because I don't even remember where I was at. So it's best to get a fresh story in there. Not really sure how old the game is. I just know that it's maybe around the beginning of the launch of the XS, maybe before. Really don't know the year. So yeah, late night horror. Why not, right? Alright, so we are about ready to go. We got our links up. Quieted it down around here. Just gotta get it dark in here. And we should be good to go. Alrighty, let's get this started.
Not the boy! I failed you, son. Forgive me. Forgive me. I will let you down no longer. Forgive me. Forgive me.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Make me to walk in the path of thy commandments.
Coward! You betrayed your family!
Le cloich gion mi mehucha. Gaboje am prish gabi mirish. You're too late! You will not get him!
My dearest David, it was with great joy that I received your last letter. Know that you are missed terribly here in India. If my calculations are correct and the International Postal Service is kind, this letter will keep you company as you make the final leg of your journey to Scotland. I hesitate to say anything for fear you will think me foolish, even hysterical. Your father made it his life's work to research his family's twisted history. This and his obsession with the occult combined to unravel his poor mind. John loved his family and his family home, but he hated and mistrusted them in equal measure. So, beware of the Gordons. Blood is not always thicker than water. Your loving mother.
A note about a library, a key, and some sort of broken toy. Should I even try to read any real meaning into all of this?
We have arrived, sir.
Welcome, Mr. Gordon. I'm Andrew Harrison.
Mr. Harrison, it's good to finally meet you. From our correspondence, I expected you to be older.
Thank you. I'll lead the way. It's quite dark already. We can continue to talk inside.
He's arrived, my lady.
David, welcome to Skahandu House.
Lady Margaret, how kind of you to welcome me in person at such a late hour. If I may, I would like to know more about my father's last days.
It is too late in the day for such morbid talk. You do look so very much like John, though.
An impressive building. Skahandu, though. Unusual. What is its meaning?
Unusual only if you have not bothered to study Gaelic. It means Black Mirror House. Many generations of the Gordon family have been master of this house. It is a great responsibility. Perhaps the greatest a man could bear. Angus, please show Master David to his room.
Yes, ma'am.
I trust you had a pleasant journey. This place is rather remote, even for Scotland.
It was most pleasing, thank you. I was fortunate enough to stop off in several fascinating places on my way here. How long have you been practicing law?
I came to the bar a few years ago. I'm at chambers in Edinburgh with lawyers who have served the Gordon family for generations. I'm embarrassed to ask, but it is my job. Have you proof of who you say you are? You are David Gordon, son of the late John Gordon.
Please, I quite understand. Here you are.
What a curious object.
Isn't it? It belonged to my father. He posted it to me shortly before his death. I'm not at all sure what it is.
Perhaps it's something else returning home where it belongs, like its new owner. Have a good night, Master David. I shall continue my studies.
Please follow me, Master David.
See if we can get the brightness up or something. Oh, the settings are off. Let me see. Maybe about there. Let's see how it does. Turn the grain off. See how that does.
Your grandfather, his lordship Edward Gordon.
Somebody still cares. Maybe you weren't as bad as Mother believed. Grandfather Edward. Father never spoke of you, but Mother never had a kind word to say. You were the worst of the lot, she said. There is no denying it. We are family. I suppose it's hard to keep things dry, what with all the rain you get here.
Most amusing, Master David. We do our best, sir. None of us are as young as we used to be. This way, sir. It does that sometimes, sir. Lady Gordon expects you for breakfast at 8, sir.
Thank you. Lady Gordon called you Angus? Pleased to meet you, Angus.
Yes, sir, she did. I am Mr. McKinnon.
Mr. McKinnon, yes.
I'd advise you not to leave the room tonight. Ticking clocks are not the worst thing you may encounter in the house at night, if you don't know your way around. Sleep well, sir.
Maybe he's more of a morning person. Glad I don't have to carry you around anymore. Mr. McKinnon lifted you up with ease. Without some obscure local law that required me being here in person, I would probably never have come. A pigeon amongst the cats.
Sorry to inform you of death of John Gordon. Stop. Please return to Skahandu House. Stop. Andrew Harrison, lawyer. Stop.
This handsome, cheery, sober man. He's not the one I remember from my childhood. I should get a new passport. This one's filling up. Not many matches left. I got somewhat turned around following Angus through the house. Sorry, Mr. McKinnon, but I think my room is probably around here somewhere. Hold on. This looks like... Wait a moment. This is a piece of a model. I doubt this place could ever be properly warm. In an old house like this one, sooner or later no drawer stays empty. My faithful friend Insomnia. I wonder if Andrew has left the library yet. My faithful friend... I'm going to need a light to find my way about out there. Everything I ever owned could fit in there, 5 times over. can barely see my hand in front of me.
Should be looking for like a light or something here. There's camels here, but won't let me pick them up, of course. There we go.
Pieces of some kind of drawing. How odd. The candle is nearly gone, but it should do for a while once lit. Ah, just what I need. We meet again, old foe. A dumb waiter, big enough to fit your own weight in food into.
No, this isn't right. There should be a room here. No, this isn't what I need either. Where is it? Eavesdropping, Mr. Gordon? That's hardly proper. If you don't mind, I have a system and don't want to mix things up. Lady Gordon is very keen on confidentiality.
Of course. Hiding something, are we? Did you know my father?
I was called to the house shortly after your father arrived.
Why did that need a lawyer?
Those complex local laws I spoke of were to blame. Your father left when Edward died, so none of the required legal formalities to transfer the house were observed.
Does that mean...
Not at all. There will be no issue with transferring the estate to your name, if that is what you wish.
Have you had a chance to examine my papers?
I have, and am delighted to say that everything is in order. I would not be doing my job if I didn't warn you that with Edward dead and your father absent, the family fortune has somewhat diminished over the years. However, the real treasure is the castle and the grounds themselves. I haven't spent as much time as I'd like here, but it is a unique place.
That looks... daunting.
Daunting, but rewarding and fascinating.
Fascinating?
Yes, indeed. The history of the Gordon family goes back a long way.
So it's true we are one of the oldest families in Scotland?
Oh, much more than that. The Gordons have owned this land back into antiquity, before records were even kept. Add to that some unique and unusual local laws. Well, it can be a challenge, but a welcome one. Well, it's been a long day. I bid you good night.
I'll get myself something to read and then head to bed too. Good night.
This is one big ass house, man. How much life could one possibly live in this place? You won't have to go nowhere. Just walking from one place to another is probably a workout. I get miles in. It's It's kind of like an old schoolish kind of game. Just a little bit though. It's not too dated.
Exquisite craftsmanship. I doubt our family could afford a marvel such as this nowadays. Lady Margaret and Edward. How young they look. But who are the others? You really know very little about your own family, David. A peculiar place to spend the night. I best not wake her. An impressive collection. Grandmother's obviously a music lover.
How dare you? No, I will never. It's not true. It's all lies.
I'll give that a spin later.
Gotta love a game you could be nosy in. Whole mansion to just get nosy in. Although there is a lot of loading screens.
An earring. I doubt it was buried in the ashes on purpose. Someone must have lost it. More pieces of the same drawing. Maybe I can make out what it shows if I had enough of them. The cold doesn't seem to affect the residents of this house. All the fires are fighting a losing battle against the draft. Contrary to everything I've learned so far about Grandfather Edward, Lady Margaret still worships him. Why are you sitting in the dark?
There's enough light for me, laddie.
Oh, your eyes. I'm sorry, I didn't realize.
I see more than most do, son.
You are?
I'm the one who keeps the house from being covered in weeds. Name's Rory.
Pleased to meet you. I'm David Gordon.
Aye. I kenned you were coming today.
How long have you worked for the Gordons?
Always been a gardener, and I do some fishing. The loch's a bonny place. Calms the nerves.
Did you know my father?
I did, aye. Shameful what they did to him.
What do you mean? Who is they? I'll leave you to your supper then.
Being a Gordon can be a curse, laddie. Your father kenned the hard way. Mind you dinna follow in his footsteps.
Blood. Not human, I presume. Better safe than sorry. This might come in handy. Rory just disappeared into the darkness. The cellar can wait till tomorrow.
Alright, so where do we go next? What does it say? It just says to explore the whole castle. I guess this is the next way to go. Pretty big castle though.
Is this what Father meant by a family of snakes? Oh, locked. That was louder than I thought. Oh, locked.
Dear Lady Gordon, I write to you with the utmost urgency. I'm seeking information about my patient, your son, John Gordon. During our conversations, he makes allusions to his relationship with his father, but will not expand when pressed. You have failed to respond to my previous request, so I'm writing again to insist in the strongest terms possible that you furnish me with the required answers. Your son's recovery depends on it. Yours faithfully, Dr. Leah Farber, Bethlehem Hospital, London.
What secrets about my father is Lady Margaret concealing? Father knew how to open the cabinet. This will help. That's not the right combination. Father knew how to open the cabinet. This will help. Father knew how to open the cabinet. This will help.
Okay, so it has a couple symbols for addition here. I'm guessing that's 1 and 1. Interesting. I have to figure that out.
That's not the right combination. 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 Let's see what Father didn't even want his own family to find. Now what are you for? Here we go. This side is done as far as I can tell. But there must be more. What an intricate piece of furniture. Despair, by a man called Howard Phillips Lovecraft.
ghastly shades of bygone gladness, clawing fiends of future sadness, mingle in a cloud of madness, ever on the soul to lie. Thus the living, lone and sobbing, in the throes of anguish throbbing, with the loathsome furies robbing night and noon of peace and rest. But beyond the groans and grating of abhorrent life is waiting sweet oblivion, culminating all the years of fruitless quest.
The words of a troubled soul. The Castle of Otranto by Horace Walpole. I started reading this, though never got round to finishing it.
The gentle maid whose hapless tale these melancholy pages speak, say, gracious lady, shall she fail to draw the tear adown from thy cheek?
Ghosts, legends, ancient history. Where's the rest of them? Selected Poems by Edgar Allan Poe.
Take this kiss upon the brow, and in parting from you now, thus much let me avow. You are not wrong who deem that my days have been a dream. Yet, if hope has flown away, in a night or in a day, in a vision or in none, is it therefore the less gone? All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream.
A dream within a dream.
Ah, we're getting somewhere. Yes, that's too open.
That sounded like some part of the desk moved. A key and a note from Father.
Someone is tampering with my work. I know it. I know it. I hear them as they whisper and snicker. They sneak in when I sleep. This place isn't safe. I have locked my work away in the study. I am leaving now. I will put an end to this terrible torment one way or another. David, if you find this, then I am dead. The forces abroad here have got to me. I am sorry you have been drawn into this tragedy. The answers you seek are amongst the papers in the master's study. Use them. Stay safe. I love you, son.
My God, what happened here? What did they do to my father? Is this the key Father spoke of?
Oh, hi there. You startled me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to.
Hey, wait. Where did he go? It doesn't fit. I've never seen a key like this before. It feels like Father wanted me to keep it a secret.
Guess we gotta turn the key the right way. The menu is a little wonky though.
The lock is too heavy, too old for this to work. It doesn't fit. The lock is too heavy, too old. It doesn't fit.
I wonder if I'm missing a piece. Maybe that'll work.
It doesn't fit.
What a weird puzzle.
It doesn't fit. I've never seen a key like this before. It feels like Father wanted me to keep it a secret. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit.
Stupid key.
Open sesame. Someone's been searching here. Either they didn't have time to clean up, or simply did not care. If Father hid the key for me to find, then this means nobody has been able to enter this room since his death. Myths and Legends of the Highlands. From the library, I'd wager. This looks interesting. Screwed down tight. Someone didn't want it moved.
Okay, so it's 3 symbols, but in what order is the question? Looks like a... Oh, never mind. There's even more. Dang.
Everything but the seal. What a mess. Letters about the day-to-day running of the estate. These might be useful if I decide to live here. The handwriting must be Edward's. Pay half what he asks. Forward to lawyers. Charming. And this one. Your money won't protect you forever. The hangman will catch up eventually. A curse on you and your family. Seems he was as popular as he was pleasant. Just bits and bobs. Father wouldn't have hidden his papers somewhere as obvious as a desk drawer. Whoever did this would have searched the room after they looked in the desk. Maybe they didn't find what they were looking for. Oh, some sort of secret compartment. Father's handwriting. The chapel. The family chronicles. I may find answers there. Looks like a note about the cipher in the shelf.
I beg you to reconsider, Sir Edward. My family has lived on this land for many generations, and to be told we must leave our own home is too much to bear. Alice, my wife, whom you have met, is beside herself with grief. We have nowhere else to go. I beg you to look inside your heart and allow us to remain.
Have them out by the end of the month.
The signs are there. Deny them at your peril. The ancient evil that inhabits this land has seeped into the very stone of the castle walls. And if you do not tread carefully, it will infect your family.
Contact the constable. Have this witch locked up so she does not bother us again.
Puzzles like this are ridiculous. Okay.
This castle certainly has its secrets. It looks very precise, accurate. A lot of work went into this. There's a bit missing. Hold on. There.
Stop your whining. Stop your whining.
Wait! The boy! Did you see him? Where did he go?
What did I tell you about disturbing me in my study?
Are you all right, sir?
What happened, David?
The boy. There was blood and he pushed him down.
Who? Who do you think you saw?
Him.
What did you just say, sir?
It's all right.
You're like your father. You can see them too, can't you?
I've been babbling in my sleep since I was a child. It's nothing to worry about. Poor girl is scared out of her wits.
Of course, sir. Sorry, sir.
My father. What did he think he saw?
It ain't my place to say, sir. But I...
Go on.
begging your pardon, sir. You should go. This place, it drove your father mad.
Drove him? Did he say what or whom he saw?
I'm sure I don't know, sir.
Best not push her too hard. She's scared enough of me already. Sorry, I didn't get your name.
It's Ailsa, sir. Ailsa Crannan. Oh, and Master Andrew asks if you would join him in the library. After breakfast, of course.
Thank you, Miss Crannan. Get a hold of yourself, David. Were these apparitions what drove my father from the castle when he was young? Were they what drew him back? He must have found something in the family chronicles he spoke of. Nobody else saw the boy or the old man who looked like my grandfather Edward. But it felt real. More even than the daydreams that plagued my childhood. I don't remember ever seeing that boy. A faded memory, perhaps? As far as I know, I've never been to this castle before. Elsa knows more than she wants to tell me.
Alrighty, officially on Chapter 2. Interesting game, but very slow burn. More of a castle of mysteries with a lot of family secrets. Them family secrets, huh? I'm gonna take a quick little bathroom break. And we'll get back to it here in a couple minutes. Alrighty, let's get back to it. I got a little bit more in me. I've only been on for an hour. I don't really feel sleepy yet, so let's keep going.
Aye, and once you're done in the kitchen, go and clean up the cellar. The spiders have made a nest down there. A big one, too. They're crawling everywhere. Master David, nice of you to grace us with your presence.
I appreciate your patience.
I've had the staff prepare some of the finest Scottish delicacies for you. Black pudding, haggis, scrambled eggs with deer brain, and bacon. I shot the deer myself, in the local woods.
Mother was never a fan of dishes made from entrails. In this case, she'd be missing out.
That was delicious.
Thank you.
I'm sure our local specialities must seem peculiar to one raised as you were.
I was raised in India. My spectrum of peculiar has quite a range.
Alright. I wish there was a map. Where do we gotta go? No hints.
This'll make it easier to carry.
The boy. It must be. But I need to be sure. Perhaps the names are on the bag. The boy. How did he provoke Edward into throwing him down the stairs?
Lady Margaret. She looks happy. I can't imagine her smiling like that these days. Grandfather Edward. Just as he looked last night. What's this? Looks like it's drawn in blood?
Regardless of what I told Miss Crannan, these visions are like nothing I've ever experienced before, and they're getting worse. I'm no expert on fashion, but this looks like a rather old-fashioned design.
Maybe we can go to the basement now.
Smoking a pipe? I thought that would be beneath her station. Just how old is the Gordon clan? For all I know, it could stretch back to Roman times or even further.
I get back to that kitchen. Can't remember. I really wish there was a map. At least a little map. It really direly needs a map.
Yes, Master David?
May I ask, the maid, she seems nervous, almost afraid of me.
She's afraid of everything.
You don't think much of her?
I do not, sir. And, if I may be so bold, one of Lady Gordon's earrings has gone missing.
You suspect the maid?
Not my place to say, Master David.
Yet I think you just did say. You've worked for the family all your life?
Yes, Master David. Save my time serving in Swaziland.
You served in South Africa?
Oh, indeed, sir. During the Boer War. But Sir Edward intervened and I was able to return unharmed from that most futile conflict.
If I gave him the earring, he'd use it as an excuse to torment the maid. Not that I'd ever gain his trust. He's clearly loyal to Lady Margaret.
How many staff are there?
Nowadays, only myself, the maid, and Rory the gardener. I suppose you could include the lawyer, too, if that is work.
Not many for such a big house.
If you felt like hiring more staff, I would not complain, sir. But of course, not everyone is suited to work in this house.
Well, good day to you.
Indeed, sir.
Lady Margaret.
David?
May I first apologize for my strange behavior last night? It's just that...
Think nothing of it. You were obviously tired from your travels. Least said, soonest mended.
I saw an old photograph of a boy in the other room.
Something tells me she wouldn't be happy if she knew I had it in my pocket.
Ah, that was taken in 1894. Young Johnny, your father.
You can remember the exact year?
It's a funny thing when you reach my age. You can remember dates from decades ago.
But not what you had for breakfast.
Maybe others can't.
Who, may I ask, were the others in the picture?
That would be your Aunt Clara and your late great-grandmother, the last true Countess of Skahandu House. And my dear Edward, of course.
I noticed my father had a scar on his face. How did that happen?
falling from a tree, perhaps? I can't recall. But your father was a clumsy child.
Can't recall? But you remember the date the photograph was taken? What kind of man was my grandfather?
Oh, he was magnificent. He was handsome, so handsome, and caring.
Caring enough to knock a defenseless child down the stairs.
All was so very different when he was around.
The maid. She seemed to be acting strangely, like she was frightened of me.
Yes, well, she's a simple sort, that one. She has probably heard of the curse of the Gordons the locals like to whisper about.
Curse? What curse?
Just a peasant superstition. I would guess she was worried you'd show the same displays of unpredictable violence as your father did.
I never knew my father to be the violent type.
Oh, there are many things you do not know about your father. This is his doing.
What? But how?
I'd rather not discuss it, David. And that maid should really keep her mouth shut and locate the earring she lost. She's like a magpie with shiny, expensive things.
This may seem like an unusual question.
I'd be surprised if it wasn't, dear boy.
Have I ever been here before? Is it possible I visited as a child and can no longer remember?
Oh, no. You are a stranger to these walls.
And I have a feeling you prefer it stayed that way. I could give it to her, and she'd still never tell me anything useful about my father or the secrets of this place. But the maid? I could use this to earn her trust. I shall take my leave, Lady Margaret.
Yes. Oh, and David, the master of the house needs to respect the privacy of those under his roof. Even your father understood that. Sometimes a cabinet is locked for a reason.
I was looking for some documents and Andrew had already gone to bed.
I would still appreciate you respecting the rules of this house. You're not its owner quite yet.
Oh, locked.
Alright, so we gotta go find that maid. But where the heck is she? I can't recall the exact location I went. That's this library. That's the same place I keep going. Wait, where is it? Maybe it's further back.
Miss Crannan? Isn't that used for transporting cooked food? Why is there blood in it?
Ugh, the wee scunner thought it would be funny to put one of his dead beasties in it to fear me. He should keep them in the cellar and... Sorry, sir. I'm speaking out of turn.
Did you ever talk to my father?
I was serving here when he... That is to say,
Go on, please.
I didn't think it'd be proper, sir. Lady Margaret said... Oh, sorry, sir. I must get on with my work.
She's as scared of Margaret as she is of the butler. Poor girl. I noticed the attic door is locked.
You'd best ask Angus, sir. I hardly go up there.
The mere mention of the attic terrified her. What is in there? I think you may have lost this.
I didn't mean to. I was scared to tell her ladyship. She can have such a temper.
What are you going to do now?
If I can sneak it into the salon, maybe her ladyship will think she lost it there herself.
From what I know about her, I very much doubt her ladyship will. Would you like me to escort you to the cellar?
Wouldn't be proper to ask the owner of the house to do that, sir.
Well, I'm not the owner yet, and you didn't ask.
Very kind of you, sir.
Happy to help. I'll let you know when I'm ready to accompany you down there. What happened to my father here?
I'm sorry, sir. You're not like the rest of them here. Oh, sir, there's things you should know, but I really need this job.
She knows something, but how can I convince her to trust me? I shall leave you to your work. Shall we? Let's see what we can find down here. How cruel of Mr. McKinnon to send her down here alone. Harsh as it may seem, a proper serving of fire is the only way to get rid of such a widespread infestation. This is as close as I get. Otherwise, I'll have them crawling all over me. I have to find a way to eliminate them altogether. This is as... The water of life. Some of these whiskies are from local distilleries. Ooh, a lot of blood for just one animal. Looks fresh.
Master Eddie's work. He and Mr. McKinnon put it here earlier. Poor beastie.
Eddie? Another family member I've yet to meet. Not the most hygienic workstation. A hunting map. Looks like they've been poaching outside the Gordon estate.
Oh, Infernus got me. Thanks for stopping in, Infernus Mystery. Appreciate it. And yeah, it's Black Mirror. Very old school, but interesting. A little slow burn. Something to get all of the spiders. I wonder what it wants me to find. Let's see. Find the grave from the painting and find out what this is. So basically, you gotta finish this quest before you can move on.
How cruel. This is a...
I think I know what I gotta do. Maybe send the candle down on the dumbwaiter. If it's possible. Let's find out. Where did I find this game specifically? I believe the company gave it to me a while back. I just forgot to stream it a long time ago. I can't remember too well. Unless I might have bought it on sale a long time ago. I just haven't ever gotten to it. Just tossed it on. I'm actually playing on Xbox, so.
Not until we clear out that...
Raw spirit. Not particularly palatable, but good for cleaning and magic tricks. Step right up.
Sir? What are you... Oh my! That's amazing! Does that not hurt?
No, a little trick I learned in India.
Sorry, did that scare you, Elsa? I didn't think... Huh.
And you are?
Edward Mallory. You may call me Edward III.
So this is Cousin Eddie. He seems...
Welcome to my castle.
as terrible as the rest of them. My castle indeed.
Pleased to meet you, Eddie. So, your parents would be my aunt and uncle Clara and Victor. Are they...
Dead. Dead as doornails, the pair of them.
Lovely. You've lived here all your life, so you would have met my father.
Only after he lost what marbles he had left. If it were up to me, I'd have locked him up in the loony bin a bit sooner.
Locked him up?
So what are you doing down here anyway?
There's a line between honesty and rudeness that Cousin Eddie doesn't seem to recognize.
I was helping Miss Crannan.
Oh, why didn't you ask me?
Excuse me, sirs. I really have to go.
Leaving so soon? Was it something I said? They all tend to act like that in the presence of nobility.
You said something about a loony bin?
I did. Oh, you don't know.
Well?
Well, never you mind. I have an animal to prepare.
I'm getting very tired of everyone in this house avoiding my questions.
There's something you should know, sir. Something important. I overheard them talking, and
You're paid to work, not chat. Get to it, girl.
Sorry, Mr. McKinnon. Library, after dinner.
At last, I might get some answers.
Yeah, it was cool for a good while. I ended up getting quite a few of the THQ games, but obviously I had to cover them. You know, it's basically work. But yeah, I actually lost that connection, unfortunately. So far, I am only on chapter 2. So basically, at the beginning, his father does some type of ritual, and he's running from something. He's seeing ghosts all over the place, and he lights himself on fire to save his son with some type of idol. I don't know what was going on there. They didn't really leave too many answers or any answers to questions there, so it's very much so a mystery. You arrive here as his son years later after living in Africa. After you were taken by your mom, you actually never met this side of the family. And I guess in the father's will, you get objects and stuff that were pertaining to the house. So your arrival is basically they're going to give you the deed to the house because he was the next of kin, or you're the next of kin of him. But I'm starting to think that there's something a little bit more nefarious going on there. The reason why they wanted him back was not because they were giving him the house. I feel like there's something else going on. So everybody's hiding everything. There's a lot of unanswered questions. As you can see, everybody's dodgy, real shifty, hiding things left and right underneath their conversations. They're letting slip little tiny things, but not enough to like understand what the heck is going on. Everybody keeps on telling you your dad was crazy and abusive and all kinds of like psychotic, but he doesn't ever remember his father being that way. So the stories don't add up. So he's a snoop. He comes in to the house, has insomnia, so he starts investigating all kinds of stuff. So you find out that he actually can see the spirits of the house, which is his grandfather and his father's spirit. But it's weird because his father didn't die as a child; he died as an adult. So there's some other mystery going on there too as to why he might be seeing those things as well. So to summarize, that's where we're catching up. We're actually trying to figure out what's going on with the past and what they know about your father, and everybody's just dodging the question. So far, 3 to 4 people, and only the maid is the one that wants to tell you anything about your father. So that's what we need to go and figure out next. That's just catching you up as quickly as I possibly could. Yeah, I stream and then I go and edit as much as possible, and I usually get full gameplays and chapters up for everybody. Let's play segments, guides if possible. I haven't done guides in a while because there's so many damn games coming out. But I do have quite a few videos up. I have a lot of live segments that I have up. I think my recent game that I just streamed the other night was Silent Hill 2 Remake. So usually I try to play the games full on through, and then I edit whatever I can out of that, and we make YouTube videos and stuff like that. Mostly me. But yeah, when I'm not playing or streaming a game, I'm usually editing and getting videos ready for everybody on the channel as well. Gameplay segments, company work, you name it. I do a little bit of everything. Okay, so now we gotta get to the graveyard, I guess. So how do we get there? That's the question. The only thing I wish is that we had a map for this game. That is the only thing that's a little frustrating. So we gotta meet the maid after hours, and we gotta find a way out of here. That place is locked. Okay. Can't get out of here. I guess I gotta go back to that kitchen then. I think there was another way out. Oh.
A sign of modernity, even in ancient houses like this.
Alright, I'm starting to get the hang of the house now. Off to the grave.
Finally, some fresh air.
Master David.
You could tell it was me.
Your footsteps. I ken the walk of everyone here.
Well, that's rather incredible.
Aye, that it is, laddie. That it is. I hear better than most. See more than most and all.
Father had a similar toolbox. Back when he still fixed things around the house. When you talked about what they did to my father, what did you mean?
You shouldn't have come back. You canna go through what he did as a bairn and no be sick.
So his hospitalization was justified then?
Not for me to say. Before you think of putting down roots here, you should think on what the poison grown here did to your father. You can?
No, not really.
If you dinna mind, this door'll no mend itself.
I'll leave you to it then. Must be hard to look after the plants when you can barely see them.
Alright, still dodgy on his questions. He wouldn't answer me, so whatever. It's like they have 2-sentence conversations with you and they shoo you off because they don't want to talk to you. Pretty crazy.
Nobody left to mourn the dead, or care for their graves, it seems. I've seen this before. In the painting. This is the grave I saw in that waking dream or whatever it was. The grave my father buried something in as a boy. Who's buried here? If I could just... these vines are too thick. I need something to cut through these. Locked with a padlock. Andrew will have a key, but I'm not keen on waiting for his return.
Looks like I gotta go back and get that toolbox. See if he'll lend it to me. It's a conundrum. It is a conundrum. To be fair, most of the staff are old, and I doubt anybody as old as they are, all in their 70s, 60s and up, all the way up to their like 80s probably. I don't think they're walking all the way back there. It's probably too far for them anyways. But I don't know. The younger one could do something, but he's pretty dodgy too and stuck up. So we'll have to keep on figuring it out here.
Rory's tools. A hammer, a tenon saw, a bolt cutter. All a bit rusty, but in good order. May I borrow your bolt cutter?
Maybe. If I ken what you need it for.
The graves. I would like to tidy them up. That way I can pay my respects properly.
Is that a fact? Why's that then?
They are my family. They deserve to be remembered.
Fair enough, laddie. Just grab it yourself, will ye?
Better. Cecilia Shaw Nee Gordon. Aunt Cecilia. Now, let's see if there's something really buried in here. Another piece of the castle model. Another part of the model. And it's stained with what seems to be old blood. Why did Father bury this when he was a child?
Looks like we only could uncover one grave. I was hoping to see if I can uncover more so it doesn't look suspicious if I try to bolt cut the padlock here. It's a piece to a model to a area I already made myself into a room that was locked that they don't know is already unlocked. So we're gonna probably take that back with the other piece that I got. I'm guessing there's either 2 or 3 pieces that are missing, so we're gonna figure that out. But hopefully they don't catch me for bolt cutting this area. But yeah, they're pretty dodgy. I don't think his dad was crazy. Something seems off because his dad was able to see spirits at the beginning. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think all the answers are here, but that's the whole uncovering of it. It's a very slow burn kind of game.
Father, I hope you found your peace. Were you sick, like they say you were? Or the victim of this curse? This curse of the Gordons? Whatever it is, I think you may have passed it on to me. Being the chronicle of the family Gordon, as laid down by Sir Drummond Gordon, the year of our Lord, 1413.
Local legend speaks of this particular glen as being inhabited from time immemorial. Enigmatic, elaborately carved Pictish stones stand as timeless evidence of this. As for the locals, they appear prideful of the counsel they delight in giving to visitors. Traveler, beware. The Celtic peoples arrived in this place like a great beast, bringing with them the bloodlines that would eventually spawn the Gordon clan. Using their superior numbers, knowledge, and machines of war, they swiftly conquered the primeval Picts. With them, they brought too their religion and druid clerics. The magics these wise men used did shape forever the lands, even until this present day. It is said that the sempiternal burden our family carries rose at that time. It is well recorded how the Empire of Rome did fail to tame the wayward Scots, that they did even raise a barrier to protect their mighty empire. What is seldom told is the truth behind their defeat. Our ancestors drew upon ancient powers to aid their victory, powers not easily fathomed by the fragile human mind. This aid did come at the greatest of costs, a debt as yet unsettled, a price we will continue to pay until the last Gordon passes to dust. For the centuries, we Gordons made the land our own. Others did bow to us as we kept the secrets of Skahanduch, the secrets of the Black Mirror. Even as tragedy and madness did fester in our foundations, we held fast and steered the land through vile English attack and worse. In time, the Gordons and the land became one.
Some pages have been ripped out. The only thing left seems to be some kind of family oath.
In blood we are bound to the land we protect, to the truths we alone may conceal. I shall forfeit my life, lest my clan should suffer. I shall forfeit my spirit to hold the darkness at bay. In blood we are bound till the day of the reckoning.
What on earth? Where's that call coming from? Is this what madness feels like? It can't be real. All this looks like the bottom of a lake. What are you trying to show me? I feel like I've missed something. There's a fresh wound across her stomach. The figure up there must be Edward. A note. I'm taking my baby with me to save it from this rotten family.
Find my child!
Are you all right?
Did you see her? She drowned.
Calm down, you're in shock. What were you doing clambering about in here?
If I told you, you'd think me mad.
Odd. That is just what your father said to me.
What? Who are you?
My name is Dr. Leah Farber. I treated your father at the asylum.
The asylum?
Let's get you back to the castle and make sure you are all right.
Yeah, it does seem like his family is deep rooted from the 1300s, so there's clearly some type of thing going on with them. I don't know if it's like sixth sense, future sight, being able to see the dead, or they're able to connect things. Maybe they're like a super high sensitive form of like autism or something where they're able to see things that aren't supposed to be there. It could be anything. It could be any level of thing, but nowadays obviously a mental health issue. There's clearly more and more. We're going down the rabbit hole here. Maybe Sidekick, but I don't know. I think Sidekick is a little bit too straightforward. Something's off. There's a little bit more to it because there's something to do with spells and stuff too, or some type of ruins and whatnot, Celtic stuff. So it might even be some kind of pagan power. If it dates back to the 1300s, it would make a lot of sense. But Yeah, we're gonna have to keep playing to find out more. And why the heck is his insane asylum doctor all of a sudden showing up, no less showing up at that grave site like that? I'm telling you, that like it just seems too convenient, everything that's happening. It doesn't make any sense as to why all these people are just showing up randomly too. You know, there's no way that people are that nosy and that ridiculous and that entwined in this family. I just find it to be ridiculous. I got on because everybody was telling me in comments on some of the videos I posted earlier to get on, but I don't see those individuals on unless they're just lurking right now. But yeah, I decided to get on. I'm actually probably tomorrow and Monday I'll be streaming something as well. Maybe it might be this. I'm hoping to get this one done as quickly as possible. Yeah, but if she's this is insane asylums in the 1930s. Those places were rough. Those are lobotomy times and stuff like that, if I'm correct, and electroshock therapies and whatnot. I don't know if I don't know exactly what year they outlawed them, but I know the 1930s. It was not good. But anyhow, yeah, my channel does technically have a lot of ads on it from time to time. Monetized channel and all, so you know. Anyhow, hopefully none of the ads are too bad. It's not like I get to choose them. But yeah, let's get back to it. Let's figure this out.
What's this about an asylum?
As I said, your father was admitted.
Why? Who did that to him?
I did. But, unfortunately, he managed to escape.
What? Hold on a minute. How dare you come in here and...
Told you? Your father was a madman. A complete and utter madman. Don't mind me. Please continue.
What did you come here for?
I'm not sure your father's story is finished yet, and there are some things I still need to make my peace with.
Well, what right did you have to lock my father up in a madhouse?
I was his doctor. I understand you are in shock, but you have no right to speak to me in such a way. I was trying to help him.
He's dead. Capital job.
Now, hold on just a minute.
Oh, Jesus! Oh, no! No!
Eddie, it'll be all right. Pull yourself together.
I suggest nobody else goes down there. We should keep the room intact until the police can get here.
I shall alert them first thing in the morning. What an unfortunate accident.
An accident? You think so? Just after the madman's son turned up at our door?
And yet you were the one standing over her body with blood on your hands.
How dare you? I was too late. I was trying to help her. She...
There, my sweet boy. Let's get you to bed. Angus, would you?
Of course, ma'am.
I think we will all benefit from a good night's sleep.
I know you may have no reason to, but I need you to trust me. I'm the only one on your side when it comes to your father's death.
Lady Margaret certainly isn't. But if I told you what I saw in the chapel, you'd have me in a padded cell, just like my father.
So there's a murder. Her neck was snapped, it's clear. By whom is the question. Yeah, it does seem like she's making peace, but, you know, and these kinds of stories, especially these old school ones, it's like Clue. People keep showing up, but, like, it doesn't excuse them for being potential killers and part of the cult or whatever the hell else is going on there. Yes, so then lobotomies and electroshock therapy were still a thing because this, I think, takes place in the 1930s, 10 years before it was potentially outlawed. So if it was still around in the 1940s, yeah. Oh, what a dark time to be alive back in those days. If you had any kind of feelings or deviance or ADHD or anything like that, or any kind of problems that weren't normal, oh man, they would lock you up. The horrors of those places are terrifying to know that a lot of us nowadays just barely dodged it. Barely dodged it. But yeah, dark times, the 1930s and 40s.
Why did you come here? To make sure my father was successfully in the ground?
With all due respect, Mr. Gordon, I will not allow you to speak to me or about my work in such a tone. I tried everything I could to aid your father. Your father was heavily drugged when he was brought to me, to prevent any further violent outburst, or so Lady Margaret had said. But something felt wrong, even then.
So, what was my father like when you locked him up?
I didn't just lock him up. I tried to help him. He was convinced he was carrying some ancient curse, that he was being haunted by evil. I wish I had reached him, had been able to reach him.
Maybe if I threw you a bone, you'd get off my back.
Father was obsessed with the history of the family for as long as I can remember.
Did your father actually believe his family was out to get him?
Who knows? I think what scared him was beyond the physical. He used to babble about a dark force threatening him and our family.
Was that why he moved you to India? To get as far away as possible?
I believe so.
And yet, here you are, in the very place he sought to protect you from.
Who knows? Maybe there is an ancient evil in this place. An evil that drags us back no matter how far away we get. Even from the other side of the world.
And what do you think? Was your father right? Are there things beyond the physical?
He was a disturbed man. He saw things that weren't there.
Things like a drowning woman floating in thin air.
If you really want to help me, then let us find out what the maid knew. She was hiding something, but was too scared of Angus and Margaret to tell me.
You think whatever she wanted to confide might be connected to her death?
Maybe.
Whatever I saw in the chapel, it has to be real. It has to be. A woman must have drowned herself in the loch. Because if it's all in my mind, like father, like son.
Alrighty, let's figure this out.
We need to examine the maid's body in the cellar.
To find out who killed her?
To be sure she was murdered before we start pointing fingers.
Angus will have the key. Unless we can find another way in. Rory's not one for cleaning up after himself. I think I might have an idea how to get into the cellar, but I'm not sure you'll like it.
If it involves this filthy dumbwaiter, don't even think about it.
You said you'd help me, so help me.
On my terms.
True, that wouldn't be very ladylike.
You might want to consider what I do for a living before trying to taunt me this cheaply.
I can't fit in there, and I see no other way into the cellar.
You're asking me to put a lot of trust in you, given the circumstances.
You can trust me, and I will do my very best to learn to trust you.
All right then. Clothes can be washed. Lovely. Pull me back up! I need something to open the doors from the inside once I'm down there.
Guess we have no choice. We gotta go talk to Rory.
If you'd just like to wait out here, sir.
I need to speak with Eddie.
The young master and her ladyship are otherwise detained.
I don't know what I should do here. If I push him out of the way... If I could see it, I'd have to walk away.
Fair enough.
No, I have to actually talk to
There's
him.
no doubt about his loyalty, nor with whom it lies.
Mr. McKinnon, Angus, may I have the key to the cellar?
You may not, sir. As Mr. Harrison said, it will remain locked until the police arrive.
That's a fair point. I'm just concerned that some of the game in the cellar may have been caught illegally, poached by young Eddie there.
Well...
I'd be happy to get rid of the evidence. The owners of the land may take legal action over Eddie's trespassing.
Then it's fortunate we have Master Andrew here.
I can't imagine that the owners of the neighboring estate would be best pleased.
You think the House Gordon cares what they think?
For Eddie to be found poaching on another family's estate could prove embarrassing.
You're barely part of this family, but you have a point.
I do, and I don't think Lady Margaret would take kindly to any such embarrassment.
Upon reflection, removing the evidence may be the best course of action. Here you are, sir.
Oh, that went a lot easier than I thought it would.
We need to examine the maid's body in the cellar.
To find out who killed her?
To be sure she was murdered before we stop.
Good thing I found that map. He would have never given up the cellar key.
Her neck's been broken, and with some considerable force, it seems. Her necklace looks like gold, albeit a plain design, and it's missing any form of pendant.
Still, well beyond a maid's salary. It...
Where's that sudden draft coming from?
Your stag is here, my little doe.
Little doe? Not exactly the usual way to address the staff. And close. He ripped a seam open.
Whoa! So that killed me. What the heck?
What a horrific way to die.
They seem to be a house full of carnivores.
Her neck's been broken, and with some considerable force, it seems. Her necklace looks like gold, albeit a plain design, and it's missing any form of pendant.
Still, well beyond a maid's salary. It...
Where's that sudden draft coming from?
I think I was supposed to touch it right as it blinked. The heck?
What a horrific way to die.
Her neck's been broken, and with some considerable force, it seems. Her necklace looks like gold, albeit a plain design, and it's missing any form of pendant.
Still, well beyond a maid's salary. It...
Where's that sudden
Your
draft coming
stag
from?
is here, my little doe.
Little doe? Not exactly the usual way to address the staff. Her clothes. He ripped a seam open. The missing pendant. He threw it into the blood-filled basin.
We're all here, sir. All down in the dark. Something's coming. The attic, sir. She's in the attic.
What just happened? You look like you were in some kind of trance.
Perhaps the lack of sleep is affecting me.
The visions that you'd think me insane if I described them to you.
You need to learn to trust me. I am on your side, remember?
So you say. But I remember you locked my father up too. A tiger can't change its stripes.
Ugh, that's horrible.
You're not the one with your hand in it. French. I don't speak French.
I do. It says for Clara, forever yours. Who's Clara?
I don't know. Yet another relative, perhaps?
We should ask someone who's been around here for longer. How did you know it was there? The pendant, I mean.
If I told you, you wouldn't believe me.
A hunch. Eddie gave this to her. We should ask him to his face just what his relationship was with her.
This isn't another ghost story, is it?
Look, you wouldn't understand. I can't...
What I do understand is that we could not accuse a man of murder without proof.
They seem to be a house
Alright, well, I officially figured it out. Let me see. What does the diary and everything say now? Okay, so we gotta go question Rory, I guess, with the pendant, maybe? That's what he said in the cutscene. Alright, let's go talk to Rory again.
If Eddie really gave her that pendant, he might be her killer, and I might not be losing my mind. There's no doubt about his loyalty. Mr. McKinnon, who is Clara?
The lady, Clara, young Eddie's late mother. A box with some of her belongings are kept in the library, as Master Eddie feels himself more a Gordon than a Mallory.
Nobody in this house is particularly chatty, not even when I have an actual question for them.
Guess we head into the library to find out if there's something missing over there, just to make sure.
Clara seems to be the name of Eddie's mother.
It's hardly an uncommon name. We need more proof for a grave accusation like this.
The belongings of Eddie's mother. Recognize that?
The necklace. Is that...
A young Eddie and his mother Clara.
I regret to inform you that your husband, Corporal Victor Mallory, number 874511, was killed in action with the enemy on the day of the 14th of September in Ypres. Your husband was involved in an advance against enemy lines. While he and his fellow soldiers fell, the action was successful, and you can take comfort in knowing his sacrifice saved many lives. It was not possible to get his remains away, and he was buried in a soldier's grave. Please accept the condolences of all the company. Yours, Captain Arthur Jones, 4th Army.
Thank you for your last letter. My heart soars with every word of yours I read. I touch the ink and imagine your fingers are just inches from mine, that we can almost touch, that I can almost feel the warmth of your skin once more. Young Edward grows more like his father each day. You'd be amazed how he shares your looks. I long for the day that this terrible war is ended and you return home to us so we can be a family once more. I shall write to you again soon. Know that until then you are always in our hearts. Your loving wife, Clara.
The date. She was writing this when the death notice arrived. Oh, the poor woman.
Alright. So I think we might have the proof, but we're gonna have to double check. Might as well explore everywhere. Cover all my bases.
What is it? I'll get you back.
Stop monkeying around. Come with me.
I'll come inside in a bit. Don't go. Can I just have a few
It's
more
not a request, Carol.
Don't worry. I'll be fine.
What's happening to me?
David? Is everything all right?
We should make haste. Maybe once I found out what really happened to Father here, I can finally talk to my family and staff about some lighter topics. Nobody in this house is particularly chatty.
Well, we got a cutscene, but I can't talk to him. So that was kind of new. I don't know if that was supposed to happen or not. Oh, collectible. Let's see anything that they were playing around with over here. This is just extra, obviously we gotta go and accuse him, it seems. I guess there's nothing over here. Why did it give me the option to come out here and give me a cutscene though? It's a little weird. Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. Maybe because it was an angry spirit? It just doesn't make sense either. There was a game way back in the days, I believe it was on GameCube, and another one where like you had an insanity meter. It's a very old game now, but the more insane you got in that game, the more that things harmed you and you imagined were harming you, so you would take more damage and they would kill you. And there would be weird stuff that would happen. Maybe that's something like that going on. I doubt it though, because that's a long time ago. I don't think those developers are anywhere near around anymore, so... Okay, well, I don't think we gotta go that way. It's very old. I can't remember it. I can't remember the name of the game. Unfortunately, I apologize on that. I wonder if I can save right now. Yeah. Yeah, I can.
stunning. How curious! Come and look at this. Look, they form a clear circle.
This can't be a fluke.
Well, looks like one of the stones is missing.
A heavy enough stone to weigh yourself down with. I've never seen a rose like this before.
I have. The gardener, Rory. He brought some down from the glass house.
Something's carved into each one. That's an unusual-looking rose. I noticed one lying by the side of the loch.
Aye, that's been me. A flower for the flower of Scahandu, Cecilia.
My aunt? They're for her?
I grew 'em for her. She loved the roses, did Cecilia. No, the red ones, though. Made her think of blood, ye ken.
Forgive me, but wouldn't it be more fitting to place them on her grave?
Why, she's no there, is she, laddie? That's not where she rests. And I don't much stand by your modern god.
Rory, what happened to her? What happened to Cecilia?
I'm not in the mood to open old wounds, laddie.
May I have some of the roses, Rory? I'd like to place them on Cecilia's grave.
What's she to you? You didn't ken her.
No, I didn't. But she's family. And besides, Father always spoke fondly of her. He would even smile as he talked about playing in the gardens with her as a child.
He did he? Aye, well, that's good to ken. I should have some left in the glass house.
There are some strange markings carved into the stones on the shore.
Runes, aye. I'm old-fashioned, I suppose. Still hold to the old ways.
Superstitions don't gain validity just by being believed in for a long time.
I'd watch that. Your precious science doesn't have all the answers, lassie.
I'll speak to you later, Rory.
Aye, I'm sure you will, laddie. Sorry, lassie, but you can't go in. It's for family only.
Just hold on a moment.
No, it's okay. I quite understand. You go ahead, and I'll wait here for you. If I must.
Aye, you must. I know, it doesn't look like I have green fingers.
Yeah, that was it. I'm pretty sure that was it. I think they had one or two of those games. I remember watching my friends play it, and I think I played just a little tiny bit of it, but I can't remember if I actually beat it myself. But yeah, it was pretty intricate back then. They were huge games for the time. I mean, well, at least I thought it was. Everybody was into it at the time that I was talking to, so I guess I assume. I don't know for sure. I just know that it's a long time ago. I don't think they use games or have games like that anymore. Very for its time only.
Can you tell me about Cecilia? What was she like?
She was a lovely lassie, but she had more than her share of troubles.
Grandfather Edward?
You ken well enough, son.
You said she wasn't in her grave.
Aye, that I did, that I did.
Did she drown?
She did. Killed herself. Her body was never found. Now all I have of her is my memories. And they are not what they were. And this.
Are these?
Aye, Cecilia's roses.
They're beautiful.
I like to think so.
But they seem to be the only thing that grows here. These are dead as dodos.
Hard to raise anything beautiful here, ever since Cecilia is gone.
I don't believe I've actually played Darkwood as of yet, but I have played Hanwell. Hanwell was a little weird. I play a couple indies here and there when I can, when I have time. But maybe so. I do think I remember seeing it on sale. I'll have to double check if I got that or not.
Looking to break some more locks, laddie.
That is exquisite. Cecilia made this.
She made it, aye. For me. Girl must have cut her fingers 100 times doing it. On the thorns, you ken.
You are unworthy of the name Gordon.
Get away from her, you coward!
Oh my god. Again, it happened to me. Let's try again.
Are these? They're beautiful.
I like.
Can you tell? Grandfather.
You can.
Did
you?
That is
She made.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. It's a little weird, right?
You are unworthy of the name Gordon.
Get away from her, you coward!
You monster! Who is that old woman? It takes courage to confront Edward like that. The saboteurs Edward used. They ended up in this corner.
They lied to me.
Who did?
All of them.
I saw an old lady. She wore a long, flowing dress. Her voice was strong, determined.
Sounds like Rosemary. She was Lady Margaret's mother.
What just happened?
I could ask you the same thing. You started to talk to yourself. And then you were throwing your arms about like you were fighting something. I couldn't see what. You started bawling and the lassie came in to see what was going on. She tried to settle you, but you just went for her.
Was Cecilia not able to have children? Did that anger Grandfather Edward?
Maybe you can see well enough too, son. Maybe you can. It wasn't her, it was her husband. He was the bother. Couldn't, you ken?
I think so, yes.
Aye, well, Edward blamed Cecilia for it, for picking the wrong man for her mate. You'll be fine, laddie. You just need some fresh air. This place can get to ye.
The secateurs should be... Here they are. How could I know? This seems awfully accurate for a forgotten memory. The crack is right there. Edward was furious. Seems like him and great-grandmother Rose didn't see eye to eye. These are... dead as dough.
Hard to raise anything beautiful.
Am I done in here? Yeah, I got the pendant. Yeah, I wonder how accurate it is. So it's clear that, like, the past is attacking him, but that can't be possible because there's a rule for time travel, right? So these got to be some kind of spirits. So I'm thinking, if I've researched enough, there's different kinds of spiritual entities. Some of them kind of regurgitate the same actions over and over and over again, like a movie on repeat for all eternity. I forget what they call those kinds of manifestations, but it could be that those manifestations are noticing that he's messing around with stuff, and that's what gets them to attack him because he's taking them out of their loops. I don't know if he's dying. I do believe that they do have a hold on him, so maybe possession is more likely. I think he's a medium. Maybe he might also be not only a medium, but he might have some kind of other spiritual power too, because he's able to touch them and stuff. So he's not just a medium; he's pretty powerful, I would say. At least that's what it seems like. Anyhow, yeah. So we got this.
The maid could never have afforded this. This is a trinket of the rich, not a servant.
Well, it's the past on a repeat, so it's got to be something to do with like ghosts. So there's manifestations he's able to see on repeat, like they're playing the movie over and over again on the same part, which is I forget what kind of manifestation it is, but there's multiple different types of spiritual manifestations, if I'm correct. I forget the terminology for it right now, but I do believe he is being noticed by them because of his power or because of being able to manifest them like that or see them like that, and they notice him and attack him. So I think he's taking them out of their loop. And with what little energy they have, that's what's killing him. Or maybe that's just the scene that you get if you mess up. They don't really I forget what manifestations they call them. Let me see. We'll look it up, I think, real quick. We'll do the Google search. Let me see. Different. Okay, so we got okay, so we got the obviously it's in the ghosts, nature spirits are not there. Blah 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 blah. Maybe it's different spiritual manifestations, not entities. Okay, what do we got? We got the ability to speak in other tongues, visions, dreams, trances, and inner voice of the spirit, the ability to worship, serve, blah, blah, blah. I'm looking it up right now. I forget what they call it. It's not showing up. It would take a lot of research again. Obviously, there's some that can possess you, so there's physical ones that manifest themselves. There's ones that can only use voices, which is like just a spiritual entity that can talk to you. Seers, and maybe he's a combination of a seer and a medium because he's able to see, but he's a medium as well, so he's able to interchange and interact with them. So he might be a little bit of both. So he's pretty powerful. I wish I knew. Like I said, it's been a while since I've researched stuff like that. I did it as a little bit of a hobby way back when, but I haven't done it in a while. Mostly cryptid information now are in my head. I forget the manifestations, so I apologize. At a later time, I'll probably have them.
Trust your instincts, laddie.
David, are you all right?
Am I all right? I should be asking you. I'm so sorry I hurt you. I don't know what happened.
Don't worry. I faced much worse in the asylum.
She's tough. I don't think it's possible to face her. Sorry again.
Maybe don't leave me outside like a naughty puppy next time.
Yes, quite. I think that Edward may be responsible for the death of my Aunt Cecilia. Not directly. She drowned herself in the loch. I think that Edward drove her to it.
Old families usually have a skeleton or two in the cupboard.
Yes, but my family has a graveyard full.
No, I don't think he had that kind of lifestyle in Africa. They don't really speak about anything that he did over there. This is all for the family and stuff, so it's through the blood for sure, like they were saying at the beginning. You came in on that part where they were talking about how it's in the blood and always in the blood, so it's through the bloodline. Even if you have a drop of that blood, your next of kin is going to get it, or one of the kin is going to get it, depending on your bloodline. It seems to be focused around him and his father, and probably his grandfather. I don't know about his grandfather though. They didn't say that his grandfather had those powers, just the father and him so far. We'll find out. I mean, we're only on chapter 3, I think.
I feel like the madness that runs through this family, through these walls, is starting to seep into me too.
I can help you, but you need to open up. You need to start talking to me.
You would not believe me if I told you.
Stubborn, just like your father.
Whatever secret this family is hiding, it's costing lives. Cecilia, the maid, my father. God knows how many more over the years.
Alright, we're done there. That was extra. I don't think we were supposed to know that. We're probably supposed to just go and accuse that guy, so it's nice that we got it.
Who would tear up photographs, given the painstaking process surrounding their creation?
Let's head back to the kitchen. We won't accuse him just yet. Still feel like there's a lot to find. Let me see. I'm curious about the picture. I haven't even checked how many Yep.
You see? The necklace was his mother's. He gave it to the maid. The maid!
You're right. We need to speak to him about this. But how could you know this? I can't help you if you don't tell me.
Cousin Eddie might be a murderer. How I draw my conclusions can wait for now.
See what items I have real quick. What am I supposed to do with the pendant? Because it's completely different than the other thing. Maybe I gotta go take that model piece back up to the second floor as well. I guess getting her to use a dumbwaiter would have been one of the options. I guess it's like multiple choice. That makes sense now, because I just seen it in one of the achievements right now. Interesting. Check the model pieces real quick.
Let's see if my trusty key will get this open. Not like this.
That's not right.
Not like this. Not like this.
Okay, let me see. The cross is on the bottom.
I've never seen a key like this before. It feels like Father wanted me to keep it a secret.
I think I'm missing a piece of the key. Yeah, I'm missing a piece of the key. I can't open it yet. Okay, let's go accuse him.
Eddie, I need to ask you about the maid. About Ailsa.
You didn't know her!
I know that you and her were... That is to say, I know you had feelings for her.
What? That's poppycock! You're as deranged as your father was!
David, really? You go too far with this behaviour.
The police will be here soon. Would you not prefer to clear this up before they get here, in case they link Eddie with the crime?
Now look here, young lady. How dare you speak?
That's enough. Eddie. Her clothing was ripped, as if someone was trying to force themselves upon her.
I would never have hurt her.
My little doe. Strange thing to call the help.
How? It was just harmless fun, that's all.
You gave her this. It was your mother's.
I did. It was.
Eddie!
I was just trying to cheer her up. She has nothing, and I had no need of it. You know she sends... You know she sent most of her money home to her grandmother.
You're a worthless liar. You think she thought being pressed against a dead animal was harmless fun?
How do you know? It's true. Ailsa and I would never have laid a finger on her. We were in love. I helped her with everything, even with her chores. Rose and...
That's quite enough. Eddie, you are obviously upset. And you are not helping, David. Angus, will you please take the young master upstairs?
As you say, Mom.
I think you have caused quite enough disruption here. We shall settle this heritage dilemma first thing tomorrow.
I don't think so. I have more questions now than ever. About my father, the maid, this whole damn house.
Have a care, David. Need I remind you of your father's temper?
I would never.
Given the current mental state of Master Eddie, who should be a part of the heritage considerations, any discussion on the topic would be futile at this point. Would you not agree?
Thank you, Leah. Maybe it's a good thing you're here after all.
Impudent brats!
What's going on?
Did you notice when Margaret got angry?
When Eddie mentioned chores involving Rose. What does that mean?
It can only have something to do with Lady Rosemary and Aunt Cecilia, and whatever the maid was doing in the attic.
The attic?
I saw the maid coming down the stairs with a tray, but there's nothing up there but an empty room, or so I thought.
Interesting. What is it, David?
I have to see.
David, wait!
You have to start confiding in me, David. What are you seeing?
I can see echoes, memories of those who lived here. I see my father as a young boy. He's trying to communicate with me.
Perhaps you visited here as a child. Maybe you're remembering stories your father told you of this place when you were young.
You see? I said you wouldn't believe me. I saw Edward in the glass house. He was cutting Cecilia with the succateurs. I saw where he left them. I found them there. How did I do that? How did I know?
I can't explain that yet either.
So?
So, we focus on the facts as we know them.
Go on.
You saw the maid's body. Her neck was broken. That was the work of a human, not a ghost, yes?
I suppose so, yes.
Lady Margaret knows more than she's saying, that's for sure.
Godspeed getting anything out of that old hag.
No, I know. But Eddie might be an easier option.
Yes. Yes, we need to find him. And make sure Margaret isn't there to interrupt.
I believe she's already gone to bed, but I'll check. You go find Eddie.
Well, that's clear enough.
Well, hello, my dear Elsa. Oh, Sir Edward, you look very handsome today.
Eddie?
Why, thank you. You are as beautiful as ever, my little doll. Oh, mwah, mwah.
Eddie, can you hear me? What can you tell me about Great-Grandmother Rose? What did Elsa have to do? Eddie!
Whoops, I went out the wrong way. So they're echoes of the past that are spiritually in tune with everything.
What do you see here, Eddie?
Quite safe, the little rabbit said to his brothers and sisters. The fox is fast asleep, so the rabbits tiptoed past, and the fox was sly. He wasn't asleep at all. He opened his yellow eyes.
I've put you before to mind your place. This will be the last time you defy me.
The eyes of the fox, they shone with cruel light as he punched on the rabbits and ate them all one by one. It was only then he went to sleep, his tummy full, his heart content.
I wonder
What's on the other side? Is there... no, can't see a switch or lever. I guess not all castles are like Edgar Allan Poe used to describe them.
Oh, what do I do? I witnessed the cutscene. There's something back there.
A secret passage.
What do you think you're doing?
That won't be long, I hope. Look after Eddie. Just a little further. Damn it!
That's it. Open wide. Good, good.
I don't want any.
That's all right, dear. Did I tell you that John's son David has arrived? He's as bothersome as his father. Not worthy of this place. Poor Angus will never recover from the sight of John's charred remains. Selfish, selfish man.
Please, don't.
I do not enjoy this, as you well know, but you brought it on yourself. Your son was a good man. You should not have defied him.
Rosemary. Oh my God. She's barely skin and bones. How is she still alive?
Tell me we didn't switch. It was in the bookcase.
You scared me half to death.
Well, you will insist on wandering off without telling me where you're going, and I just managed to avoid Lady Margaret when... Jesus, Scott!
I saw this.
In a vision.
Edward beat her with it. Used it to cripple the poor woman.
Oh my God. And he hung it there to remind her every day. Take it down.
You're sure?
Do it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Rose? Rosemary? Can you hear me? Rose? Rosemary? Can you hear me? Rosemary, I'm David, John's son, your great-grandson.
Here, try this. No, like this. Gently.
Who did this to you?
Edward. I was bad. I disobeyed.
Disobeyed? How did you disobey?
Cecilia. I tried to stop him. Stop what he was doing.
What was he doing, Rosemary?
Should not have disobeyed. Not disturb him in the old wing. Never talk back.
Rose! Rose! What did he do to Cecilia?
I don't think you'll get anything more out of her. Poor woman. Come on, Lady Rosemary. We'll get you out of here.
No!
We can get you somewhere safe.
I'm safe here, in this room. Safe from the Black Mirror.
The Black Mirror. Margaret has a lot to explain. I think we need to have words with her ladyship. Margaret, we need to talk about...
Lady Margaret, if you please.
Never mind that. What the hell are you doing with Rosemary?
You'll want to talk. You're just like your father, leaving nothing but fear and misery in your wake.
What in God's name are you talking about?
You spoke to young Eddie, did you not? Now he's convinced everyone is trying to kill him. He has taken poor Andrew hostage and is threatening his life.
Where is he?
He's taken him to the old wing, and he is armed.
I'll go. I can talk to him.
You will not. You two have caused quite enough trouble already.
We? How dare you, when you continue to worship Edward, even though he drove poor Cecilia to drown herself?
I will not allow you to...
To what? To speak the truth? To say that Edward...
He never touched her! You come here, and you...
No, you. You are the one in the wrong here. You know more than you're saying, and we both know it. There's something in this place. An evil that has plagued our family for generations. Instead of blaming others, maybe you should look closer to home for the cause of your misfortune.
You know nothing. What I did, what I do, everything is for this family. How can you possibly understand?
Please, my lady, we can discuss this later. Miss Farber, you need to speak to Master Eddie.
Take us to him.
This way. Have a care in the old wing. It isn't used, and for good reason. A section of wall fell into the sea some years back, and the rest is falling to ruin. Over there, sir.
Eddie?
No! No! They're after me! All of them! Trying to kill me! No! Please help!
Eddie, look at me, Eddie, just at me. It's going to be all right.
Stay back here. I'll try to reason with him.
You will not. This is what I do.
Uh-oh. I think it froze up on me. Yeah, it definitely froze up. Okay, we gotta restart. We're at least gonna finish off this chapter. I was not expecting it to freeze like that, but it is a little bit of an old game, and it is late. It's the witching hour. 3 a.m. on the dot. Oh, give or take 20 minutes. Let's hope it doesn't freeze up again. Probably just until I finish up the next chapter, I would say. We're going to wrap up at least chapter 3. Maybe the last 2 tomorrow night. About the same time, maybe. I don't know, we'll see what happens.
I think we need...
I just want to finish up the chapter, basically.
This way. Have a care in the old wing. Over there, sir.
Eddie? No! No! They're after me! All of them! Trying to kill me! No! Please help!
Eddie, look at me, Eddie, just at me. It's going to be all right.
Stay back here. I'll try to reason with it.
You will not. This is what I do. Eddie? Talk to me, Eddie. Tell me what's troubling you.
Troubling me? He is! And David! They all are!
They all are what, Eddie?
Accusing me! They think I killed her!
The maid, you mean?
But I didn't! I didn't!
Steady now.
I believe you, Eddie. I believe you.
Stop wriggling about. You stay still.
Let him go, Eddie. Everything is all right. Slowly, Mr.
Come here!
Bloody fool. Seems intact. Now for some ammunition. Bits of bone. should work if I'm careful. Dr. Frankenstein's workplace. Seems intact. Let's hope this doesn't snap under the strain.
Leave me alone! I told you, leave me alone!
Eddie, stop!
Get them off me! Get them off! Hold still, you bastard!
Andrew! Andrew, no!
David?
What? What happened?
Relax. Everything's fine.
Fine? Are you out of your mind?
Oh, please, contain yourself, Andrew.
I most certainly will not. And I'm not spending another moment in this madhouse. I will fetch the police from the village immediately.
I don't think that would be wise, sir.
Are you threatening me?
Perish the thought, sir. I'm merely pointing out the folly of driving these roads in the dark.
And besides, we may need the car if Eddie's condition worsens.
The insane brat can jump off the roof for all I care. I, for one, will rather risk my life out there than in here.
Leave, then. And before you even think of telling anyone what happened here, just remember who you are dealing with. And yes, you may consider that a threat. Angus, kindly help me with young Eddie.
Careful now, just take it slowly. I'm sorry I didn't believe you.
Science took a beating tonight.
After seeing what happened here, I think even Dr. Freud would agree with you. I need to check up on Eddie and make sure he's all right.
Have you forgotten that he tried to kill you?
So, I'll be careful then. He's a person in need, no matter what he did.
The mirror. I think it's some kind of dark force, an ancient evil summoned by the druids.
And they lost control over it.
I believe they never had control. My father tried to destroy the mirror, to end the evil, but he failed. Now he's trapped in there.
Are you talking about his soul?
If that's what you want to call it. All I know is we have to find a way to free him. Edward knew of the mirror. He may have even understood its power.
So we know what it is, but not where.
It's underground. Somewhere. Reaching it, well, that's the real conundrum.
And how not to end up like your father.
This is Edward's lair. And Margaret was none too eager on us prying.
So we should pry.
Indeed.
Alrighty. I think that's gonna wrap it up for the night. We got to chapter 4. The minute he said druid, all bets are off. Anyhow, 4 chapters in. I believe there's only 5. Something tells me the last 2 chapters are going to be as long as the whole last 3 chapters. Unless there's 2 or 3 or 4 more. I don't know. But now we know it's druid powers. Anyhow, with that being said, once again, thank you all very, very much for watching. Definitely a good little horror game so far. A little bit lighter. It's more mystery horror than anything. But yeah, ghosts are present, so it's technically a horror. Anyhow, everyone have a good night. Thank you for watching. Thank you for stopping in. Happy gaming, everyone, and I will catch you on the next live segment or video. Good night, everyone.